Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today I wanted to have a real quick discussion about a fleece. So this is the REI Flash Air Power Fleece, and I got this and I've been wearing it around for about almost a year now, and I really enjoy it and I wanted to talk a little bit about it. So if that sounds like fun, let me roll the camera back and let's take a look at what this looked like brand new. All right, so here it is. The unboxing part of this video is really simple because, as you know, REI ships stuff to you with pretty much minimal packaging. Here it is. The thing that I found very interesting about this is I bought it as a fleece jacket, but this material is definitely, it is not fleece. And in fact, here, you can take a look at this, right? So here it is. It's the Flash Power Air Jacket. Actually, full disclaimer, the reason I got this is normally this thing sells for $140, which is kind of a lot for a jacket, but it was on sale for just $40. So I think I can stomach $40, and I was in the market for a new fleece anyway. But if you read a little bit about this, you see it's this Polartec Power Air material, which is basically, I think it's an alternative to kind of fleece knit. And if you look at this, let me show you. If you unzip it, you can see this, it doesn't feel like a fleece. It's much smoother, and you can see the inside weave is a little bit interesting. It's kind of much thinner than an actual fleece. For example, here's my old REI fleece that I'm replacing. This thing's getting a little bit long in the tooth. And, you know, as you can tell, right, an old fleece here, it's pilling a little bit, but it's definitely a different material that you can tell. And in fact, I even stole my wife's fleece over here just so you can compare them all. And as you can clearly see, the material between them is fairly different, right? A normal fleece is much fluffier, and it does pill a little bit, so I think this is supposed to not pill quite so much, but this is the jacket overall. And the other surprising thing about this is it's kind of heavy. It weighs a lot more than I would think, especially for being so thin. In fact, for giggles, why don't we try to weigh this thing, and I can show you what I'm talking about. In fact, I'm going to put this box on top so I can hold it nicely inside of it. Let me tear off the weight of the box. Okay. All right. So now take a look at this. Well, actually, I bet this will just sit right on top nicely. Okay. I don't know if you can read that, but this is about 611 grams for this jacket. Now, you take a look at my other fleece, and let me see if I can get this to sit nicely. And that is actually 567 grams. So these two things, even though this is a much thicker garment, it's actually about the same weight. And in fact, if you compare to like a traditional, you know, here's my wife's traditional fleece. Let me go and put that on top and we'll get a weight. So 380. So again, this guy is significantly heavier than a normal fleece. So that was what I found a little bit surprising about this. But anyway, let's give this a try and we'll see how it does. So I've been wearing this for about the past year, and I've used it in a variety of situations. I've used it for the standard stuff you'd think of using a fleece for, namely as a layer for outdoor winter or colder activities such as snowshoeing or skiing, and it's been great underneath the shell. It is surprisingly warm, and the extra weight is well worth it. Also, what makes this unique is the fact that, unlike a traditional fleece, it actually has surprisingly good wind resistance. So with a traditional fleece, you have to wear a windbreaker or some type of shell over it, as wind typically will cut right through a fleece by itself and pull the warm air out in quite a hurry. And surprisingly, that's not the case with this jacket, and you can almost wear it as a two-in-one in the sense that you can wear it by itself and you don't need that outer layer. So I've worn it on a lot of my bike commuting activities in the shoulder seasons by itself, and you don't actually need a jacket. So I've worn it in places where it's basically too cold for just a bike jersey by itself, but it's too warm for a fleece with a full shell over it. So it's pretty versatile. In fact, it's become so versatile that this is pretty much the top layer I wear every day in the fall, winter, and even spring. So it's definitely getting really good usage. All right, let me show you one thing that's not so great about the jacket. So I was just wearing it around like this the other day with the front zipper zipped up, and the bottom of the fleece with a little bit of pressure just comes apart. So the zipper has basically failed on this. And it's not just one of these pocket zippers, it's the front zipper. So this is a little bit of a deal breaker. So anyway, I have a dedicated video discussing what happened here and how to fix this. But long story short, this is kind of a failure on this part. So I know what you're probably thinking, you know, one time, what's the phrase? One time is an accident, 2 times is a coincidence, and 3 times is a pattern. Well, unfortunately, one thing I do have a problem with some REI equipment is, you know, here's item number 1 where the zipper has failed. I have another one. This is my Stormbolt jacket, and again, this is a great jacket, except one of the pockets, I don't know if you can see this down here, I had to basically stitch the bottom of this pocket shut because it had a similar problem, in the sense that if I back the zipper all the way down and then pull it up, some of these teeth down here had failed, so again, the zipper would pop open. So again, this is yeah, here's attempt or instance number 2 of a REI garment zipper failing. And then here is my other REI Rainier fleece. This is an older fleece. Again, I love this thing. It's worked great for a very long time, except over here on one of the pockets, you can see I've actually had to sew it shut for a very similar issue. So when you pull the zipper all the way down and try to zip it back up, it will basically fail. So again, here's strike number 3. So I think REI has a problem with their zippers on their garments. But that being said, this is fixable, and it's actually not that bad. So this is, yeah, take it, you know, with a grain of salt. This is definitely one knock against this jacket. All right, so I mean, what else is there really to say about it? It's a fleece. It works well. The zippers are nice. I like these 2 down here. These are very easy to open and close. What's interesting too is, though, there has a different zipper style than the breast pocket here. This one is actually really surprisingly pretty difficult and kind of sticky to open, and doesn't have the pull tabs like the 2 main pockets. So anyway, I don't know, just a weird nuance that it's a little bit different. But otherwise, I really do enjoy the fleece. Besides the broken main zipper that I had to repair, that was the only real knock against it. It's super warm. It's kept me comfortable in a lot of different conditions, and I wear this thing almost every single day. And after, you know, 6 months, there's some very small I guess pilling maybe, or a little bit of fraying and wearing here near the cuffs, where, you know, I am, to be honest, I'm typing at a keyboard a lot, and a lot of times I think that rubs off. One thing I didn't really use too much is the fleece has these hooks, right, for your hands. And I guess this does obviously help sometimes when you're pulling on a jacket and you're pulling the fleece through. You can kind of use these to make sure that the fleece doesn't get pushed up your shoulder as you're pulling a jacket on. So it's a nice feature, but to be honest, I haven't used this a ton, but it might be nice to just have there. So anyway, long story short, I wanted to keep this a quick, short discussion. Really, it's just a fleece, and it's a nice fleece, and it's one that I really like, and it's another great product, I think, from REI, so I'm pretty darn happy with it. So with that, I think maybe we should just cut this video short. There's not really much else to say. I hope you enjoyed it, and if so, I also hope you'll consider subscribing. It really does help me continue making these videos if you scroll a little ways down and click on that button. But otherwise, I hope I'll be able to catch you at a future video, and we can all learn something new together. So until then, I think I'll sign off. Talk to you later. Bye.